and welcome back to the Homestead Fam. My name is Mel and today we are making tallow chapstick. So a while ago I showed you how to make whipped tallow balm and how to render down your tallow, and today I set aside some of that tallow and I'm going to turn this into chapstick. So by taking this and adding just a few other ingredients, you can have a very nice soothing chapstick, and it's very cost effective. So first we are going to need our rendered tallow. This is very white, hardly any smell, very well rendered. You can either render this yourself or you can find just plain rendered tallow at the store. And then you are going to need some beeswax. And then you'll need a type of oil. I am using a primrose oil because it's great for your skin. And then it's a little more affordable than some of those other high-end oils, so I'm going to be using that today. And then if you would like, you can always add essential oils, and I will be using tea tree oil today. You can use whatever essential oil you want, or you can completely omit it. Whatever you like. I just like using the essential oils because it makes it smell good, and they can also add a little bit more benefit to your skin and your lips as well. So first, let's grab our glass jar. Or measuring cup. I am going to be pouring these into my chapstick tubes, and so if you're going to be doing that, or think about ahead of time how you're going to be pouring. So you might want something with a spout on it, so that's what I am using today. I'm using glass because I am going to heat it up, so you're not going to want to use plastic here. And I have my kitchen scale with me as well, and we're just going to tare that. And then grabbing my spoon, I'm going to add, let's get it to grams here. I'm going to add 60 grams of tallow. And I just got this right out of my fridge, so it may be worth it to you to get it out ahead of time because this is very hard. And if you get it out ahead of time and let it come to room temperature, it's going to be a lot softer to scoop out. So we're going to do 60 grams here. Which might take a while because we're only at 20. Yeah, I highly recommend getting it out of your fridge first. I kind of decided to do this last minute, so I didn't plan ahead. Alright, we're at about 40. And this isn't going to look like a ton, but you're going to add all the other things, which is going to make it a lot of chapstick. Alright. Actually, we're at 60 right there. So we didn't hardly use any of this jar, so we can do more tallow projects with this later. Okay, so we're going to tare that again. We're now at 0 grams again, so we're going to add 60 grams of beeswax as well. So you're going to want 1 part tallow, 1 part beeswax. Now this beeswax will just help it be a firmer texture, and beeswax is also great for your skin as well. So it adds benefits too. Okay, so now I have 60 grams of each. Now I'm going to go in with my primrose oil. And this is brand new, so I'm going to have to take this off. Smells good. And I'm going to do 30 grams of this. So we're going to do 1 part, and then half of the oil of your choice. So tare that again, and we're going to do 30 of this. There we go. Okay, there we have 30. So these are the only 3 ingredients we're going to add right now, and then once it's all melted down, we're going to add the essential oils. So you can go ahead, put your kitchen scale away, and we are going to move over here to heat this up and make it become a liquid. Okay, we are now at the stove, and what I'm going to do is I am going to put my glass jar and do kind of like a double boiler situation. And because I don't want the glass right on the bottom, I'm going to stick a little mason jar in the bottom, and then I'm going to fill this up with water. And since my measuring cup is very similar in size to this, it fits right in there. I'm not going to fill it up all the way by any means. And I'm just going to, oh, that was perfect. Just going to set this in here, and the water is coming to about right here, which is just above our ingredients. And I'm going to let that heat, stirring it every so often until it's completely smooth and you can't see any chunks anymore. While that is starting to melt, it is the perfect time to get out your chapstick tubes and start preparing those. I just have the tubes here, but you can buy kits that have a little tray where you can pour it all over to the tray and then scrape off the excess. But I am going to do it this way and show you how you can do it with just the tubes. And line up as many as you think you're going to need, and you can always add more. And I did just get these tubes right off of Amazon, and I can link them in the description below for you. And so essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these all ready and make sure they're all twisted down to the very bottom. And then what I will end up doing is taking this funnel, sticking them into each one and pouring each one until it reaches the height I want it. And then we will let them sit and dry and cap them, and they will be ready to use. Okay, we are back at the stove and our water is starting to boil. I'm actually going to turn it down a little bit because it's going to boil over here in a second. And I would use a metal spoon for this. Turn it down a little more. And it is starting to melt already, so I'm just going to give it a stir. And the reason why I say use a metal spoon is because if you use a wood spoon, it's just going to stick to your wood a little bit more. So a metal spoon is a little easier to clean. And we're going to turn that down even more because it's starting to heat already. We just need it completely heated. And I'll actually show you what this is looking like. So it's starting to melt really nicely. And it should only take, I would say, another like 5-ish minutes to be completely liquid. And hopefully I don't boil over again. We are back and everything is liquid, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a new cold spoon and I'm going to dip it in real quick and then let it harden on the back there and just kind of see if it's the consistency that I want it to be. If it's too soft, if it's too hard. And actually this is about perfect. If it's too soft, you can add some more beeswax. If it's too hard, add some more of that oil that you picked. So in my case, it would have been that primrose oil, but I think it is perfect and we are good to go. So we're going to turn this off. And we are going to bring it over here actually, and I'm going to add my essential oils first. So this is the time when it's completely melted where you're going to want to add your essential oils. I am going to estimate that I'm going to need around 60 drops of this, depending on how much you're doing. If you like cut the recipe in half or you did more, make that calculation, and then you can always test it and see if you want more of a scent or less of a scent. But make sure with essential oils that it is a safe amount to use, because you can use too much essential oils and then it ends up being bad for your skin. So make sure you calculate how much you need. All right, that was half. That was 30. Almost there. Okay, so I'm going to give this a stir again. Then I'm just going to smell it to see how we're doing on scent-wise. It's pretty good. I am actually going to just add a little bit more. Again, I don't want to add too much, but I do want just a little bit more of a scent. Okay. So good. Okay. This is my first time doing the tea tree in like a tallow recipe, and I actually really like it. Okay, so now we're gonna head over and fill our tubes. Okay, so you kind of want to work fast here especially if you're doing it this way and without that like kit where it sticks in, you can just pour it all at once, because you don't want this to harden on everything. So you can always heat it back up, but you want to try and work as fast as you can. So I'm just gonna pour these into my tubes. Woo. That one was perfect. The first one overflowed a little bit. That's okay. I've got to clean the stuff off of everything anyways. You could also get like a dropper of some sort. I'm thinking like one of those kids' medicine syringes might work really well, which I actually do have and could use, but this is actually going pretty well. And we're just going to keep doing this until it's all gone. Now, if you are local and watching this, I may decide, depending on how this turns out and everything else I have going on, I may decide to sell some of my lip balm in my farm stand this year. I don't know if they will be in chapstick tubes like this, or if they would be in more of a like a lip gloss. Oh, what do you call them? Like those lip gloss where you just use your finger to put it on. So because those ones are a little easier and less time consuming to fill. But if you're interested, let me know and I might be able to do that. So I can already tell I'm almost to my last few of them here. That first one is already starting to turn white. So they will harden pretty fast. I'll probably let these sit for a couple hours, probably 2 to 3 hours, and then come check on them, scrape anything off the top that's kind of overflowing, clean them up a little bit, and be able to cap them and store them and use them. This would also make a really good gift, like a Christmas gift to throw in a basket of some sort, stocking stuffers, Mother's Day gift, which is coming up. Or if you're a business like me, put your logo and information on a label and hand them out as little, instead of a business card, do a little chapstick or something. Looks like I might just need a couple more. And I will let you know at the end how many this made so you can plan ahead for tubes. Just kidding. Now I might need a couple more. Perfect. All right, let's count them up. 32 chapsticks. So with that 60 grams tallow, 60 grams beeswax, 30 grams oil, and then your essential oils, you're gonna get about 32 chapsticks, which is actually pretty far. Like 32 chapsticks would last me like years because think of me like using one chapstick like a month or so. So this would last me, if I was just using it or my family was just using it, at least a year. So very affordable, very quick to do. We started this around 10:45, so 10:45, and it is now 11:10. So these do have to sit for those couple hours, but the hands-on time is very minimal, and I'll just come back in a couple hours and show you how they're looking and how they feel. Okay, we are back, and it has actually been just about an hour, but these are all hardened and ready to cap and to use. So let's try them out and make sure that we like the consistency, and we'll go from there. The consistency is perfect. It's hard enough that it's not like sloppy or too like runny, but it kind of like melts right on your lips, so that is perfect. I'm obviously going to save this one for me. So I'll set that one aside, and then I'm just going to cap and clean up the rest of these, and I will be putting them in our bathroom to use. I will probably be giving some as gifts, and I will probably make some more because I had so much tallow left over. I am going to either make more chapstick, or I am going to make some lotion, not lotion, sorry. I'm going to make some sunscreen face bars out of some beeswax and tallow and some of the oils as well, but I have to get all the stuff for that. But if you are interested in that, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the sunscreen video. And like this video if you liked it. Let me know what you would like to see me make next time, and I will see you then.